Hi there, welcome back to True Gooner. And in this video here, we're doing another hangout to discuss the Norwich game and just a few other things that are going on with Arsenal at the moment. And there's a few topics I want to come under. Tonight I'm joined with Adam, who we've seen before. So Adam, first of all, we'll get your thoughts on the Norwich game. How do you think that went?
I thought in terms of the game, it was very dull. In terms of the performance, I thought Norwich were pretty much the better team in the first half. They had the better chances. We were lucky to go in 0-0. We had zero shots on target until Welbeck actually scored. So it's showing our deficiencies up front. I thought, second half was nothing better. Welbeck made a huge difference. His pace and movement was really good. I thought, again, it's a recurring theme, these performances at home. We've scored 27 goals at home all season. We've not had a convincing home performance all season by maybe United and Watford, and that's not good enough. I thought Sanchez was a bit disappointing yesterday. I think people talk about him he might leave in the summer, but if you really think about it, do you really think he'd get in the first teams of Bayern Munich, PSG, and Juventus? I'm not too sure because
I reckon he might too. If he sounds a decent chance because he is a top quality player. We're going to get on. We were going to talk about that in a sec. Basically, I think you're right. I thought it was a very poor performance yet again, but we did get the win, which is very good. Of course, it's always good to see a win, but I just think that the football nowadays it's just so slow now, and it's worse than last year. So, what do you think is the cause of that?
It's very predictable. It's very predictable. Our approach.
Yeah, as simple as that. I'm sure just Norwich knew how to play us. They came with a game plan, and fair play, they matched it for most of the game. And I also want to mention the protest. We were obviously talking about it before the game, and obviously, of course, you saw what happened. If you saw what happened, how do you actually think they went? Did you think it was successful, or do you think it wasn't done all right?
I thought the protest. I thought it was never going to be nothing major. I think it was built up to be something really massive, but it got the publicity we needed. In terms, if it was a success, yes, it was a success because, Wenger now knows there are very much discontent fans within, and there's even more discontent fans away. So now he's seen it, visually seen it. He's come out and apologized to the fans that I'm sorry for not doing better. But at the same time, that's not good enough. Words are good, but we need action. Whether he'll do something in the summer, I hope he does for his sake. But change is needed at the club.
Definitely.
I know I've heard the fans who chanted Wenger to die, and I thought it was an absolute disgrace.
No,
that's absolutely shocking. You should never wish death upon a person. Not
Absolutely
even Wenger.
not. Yeah, I definitely heard some of those. I just think that's totally out of order. Yes, he has made mistakes, but seriously, wishing someone to die is just totally ridiculous.
He's a human being at the end of the day.
Of course he is. And also, I was actually at the game, and I was actually hearing is that I actually thought the protest wasn't all what we thought it would be. I thought it was going to be worse than that.
Oh, it's a goal! Chelsea has scored! Chelsea has scored! 2-2! Yes! Come on, Hazard!
Oh, fair enough. So you all heard that.
Yeah, sorry.
That's all right. We're currently doing this we're currently doing this when Chelsea are drawing 2-2 with Tottenham. So possibly could give Leicester the title tonight.
Chelsea 2, Tottenham 2. Come on.
I can't believe we're saying this, but yeah, just back to the topic that we were. I was actually at the game, and I actually heard most fans after the protest singing "One Arsene Wenger's name." So,
Yeah,
what do you
very
think?
interesting.
Yeah, what do you think? I haven't heard those chants for a while, but what do you think they actually meant? Does Wenger actually feel, oh, phew, there are some fans still behind me? What do you reckon?
Well, I find it pretty ironic that they were booing him when he took off Arobi. So I reckon that was just because people felt bad for him. When it actually happened, I actually felt bad. I do want him to go, but at the same time, he's done so much of the club, and it's not nice. It's not nice to to have everyone against you, but it's your own doing at the end of the day. And we just want what's best for Arsenal Football Club. And what we feel is best for Arsenal Football Club is if Wenger steps down, because we feel with the quality we have in our squad, a better manager could get more out of those players.
Definitely.
And unfortunately, I think he can. So it's very unfortunate. But I think you got to bear in mind of tourists who go to the game not really knowing what's going on. And there's a lot of fans who are in defence of Arsene Wenger. If it was an away match, you wouldn't hear those chants. It just doesn't happen. And I reckon it was just because people were feeling a bit guilty about it, personally. I personally wouldn't have sung that song, but I respect the people that do. They have entitled to their opinions. I obviously heard that there were a few fans giving some abuse to people who do want change. I don't agree with that at all, because anyone who wants change, you should. Well, I personally think that everyone should be respected for what they got to say, even if people don't agree with it. Just don't, just stay silent.
Yeah.
There's no need to effing give them all that abuse, really. So
No.
I mean, even I got some on Twitter when I mentioned it, and people just calling the fans who did, like, CUNT. It's just not acceptable, man.
No,
We're
it's
just fans,
not.
we just have differences of opinion.
Yeah, but that just clearly shows that the fan base is just totally divided, which
Yeah,
it has
exactly.
been for years, especially now. It's just seriously, what needs to happen? Just simply change just needs to happen to unite the fan base back, because it's just horrible seeing splittage and all that. It's just because I also feel that's affecting the players as well. Because I feel it's affecting them, all these splittage fans. Don't you agree?
Yeah, I couldn't hear you there, Seb. Sorry, I don't know if it's me cutting out or not.
I'm just saying that there's also, you can hear that you're talking about the other day, people are calling people the C word and that lot, which I just don't think is on. It just shows that the splittage between is massive. And what do you think we need to do is to unite it back, because it just can't go on.
Unfortunately, there's not much you can do. I think the fans just need to unite, and I think the best thing people can do is agree to disagree. But the thing is, what I say to AKBs is, we're the most patient fans going. We've waited 12 years for this, for the title. We haven't won we haven't got to final of the Champions League. We got to semi-final once.
We did get to final, but back in 2006, Champions League.
I've wanted Wenger out for a couple of years, but if someone said to me, you have a choice between Kroenke out or Wenger out, I'd probably say Kroenke out, because it'd be interesting to see Wenger under Usmanov, for example. So, because I want Wenger to go out at the very top. I want him to win the league, but he will not do it under this climate at the club. So I think it's just me, because I love Wenger, but I hate him at the same time. He's the most frustrating in the world, probably, because we can all see what's needed. We need a world-class striker. We need an established centre midfielder. We need a world-class centre-back, or even an established centre-back. But he just doesn't seem to realise he has so much faith in players who've let him down. And I'm not letting the players get away with this, because they have let him down too much. And it's not fair on him to take all the slack for it.
No, definitely not. And I also think that the problem is when you were going on about Kroenke, if you had to choose between Wenger and Kroenke, I probably would just edge it to Kroenke. But I also think what's really needed is a director of football on that board, because if you have a look at most clubs across Europe, they've all got a director of football. Even Tottenham have got one of Daniel Levy. So I personally think that will benefit us. Don't you
Yeah.
agree? A director of football on that board.
Yeah, I agree. Whether Wenger will have that, I don't know. I don't think it'll happen under Wenger. Maybe the next manager. I think it'll just cause conflict because you know what Wenger's like. The director of football will say, "Right, we need this player. We need to spend about 30, 35 million." Wenger will be like, "Nah, no, 25 million. He's not worth more than that." So you can tell there's going to be conflict with that. So I would love Wenger just to accept thinking maybe I do need a bit of help with recruitment because has he recruited Giroud? Yeah, good player, good bargain for 12 million. He's done all right, but he's not what we need. Al Neni, great, but is he going to win us the league? I very much doubt it.
Probably not.
Koscielny, yeah, he's decent, but he's not world class, is he? So
Unfortunately, no, he's not that type of player like a Leeds or something.
it's one of those things. I don't think it will happen.
No, I don't think it will happen anytime soon, unfortunately, because these guys are only there for basically for money now. They don't really care about their fans or any of that. It's just Kroenke even came out a few weeks ago and said, "I didn't buy Arsenal stake to win trophies." And I just think that's an absolute disgrace to the club and the fans. It's terrible, isn't it?
I can't hear you there, Seb. You keep cutting out, mate.
Oh, so sorry, yeah.
I don't know if it's me or not.
Well, we're just basically talking about Kroenke.
Talking and I can't hear.
Yeah.
Last thing I heard was a disgrace.
Yeah, it was a disgrace because what I was talking about is Kroenke and coming out with saying I didn't buy the Arsenal to win trophies.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Seriously, that's not on. Because that's what we're a big club. People need to remember. We moved to the Emirates because we were sold the dream that we were going to be one of the best and compete with the best. And we're not near the likes of Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid. We're not near that stage. And that's
we are. Financially, we are. They're not on the pitch.
They're not on the pitch. No, on the pitch we're not quite near there. And that's what's frustrating because also we want to try and be competitive in Europe as well as a Prem.
Yeah, I mean, I think the first thing we need to start is the Premier League because I think even the clubs in the Premier League are very European to the league. Yeah, I know City in the Champions League semi-final, but I can see him getting absolutely battered on Wednesday. So I think it will take us a good 3 to 5 years to really mount a serious challenge in Europe because I see it really happening. In the league, again, I'm very concerned about next season. You know, Chelsea are going to strengthen, Liverpool from City, United, even Tottenham. Maybe Leicester might another challenge. We never know. So that's 6, 7 teams, even West Ham. And when Kroenke made those comments, it just upset me, man, because you know I just want what's best for the club. I want to be competing. We're not asking to win it every year because we're not going to win it every year.
Oh,
we just
no,
want to mount
of
a
course
serious
not.
challenge.
Yeah, the finish is that
for him to say I don't want to win a trophy, it's just like, well, what? You just here for the money. It's just like, well, Wenger's allowed that to happen. So why didn't Wenger say no? We want to win trophies. We don't want to finish fourth. You need to seriously invest in me and the club. But Wenger's accepted it. So I don't know.
Yeah,
it's difficult.
Yeah, I can understand what you mean. Yeah, definitely. But do you actually think he will be going? Wenger will be going because he's always coming out in press conferences, absolutely adamant that he isn't going anywhere. So, supposing he did stay, what does he need to do to really get the fans excited again? What does he need to do?
Well, yeah, it all depends who we sign in the summer, but I can't really see us making any significant signings that will really improve us. Yeah, maybe we might sign a couple of decent players, but I just can't see it happening. I really can't.
Yeah, well, we all know what Wenger and the club is like in the transfer market, especially after last summer. Last summer, it was pretty clear what we needed, and we just didn't do it. And I'm just going to go into. I've got a comment. I've got a comment from one of my friends here. He says, "What players do we need to replace, and who for realistically?" So let's have a quick chat on that. So what do you think?
Who's that? Sorry.
One of my mates just came out and said, "What players do we need to replace, and who for realistically?"
There's 2 minutes left, by the way, in the Chelsea-Tottenham game.
Or is it still 2-2?
We need to look at replacement for Mertesacker, but I feel that maybe we should be playing Chambers more. However, we do need to buy an established centre-back.
Yeah, we just need a lead.
I don't think Wenger will buy a midfielder, but we do need to replace Ramsey even. And obviously we need a world-class striker for Giroud.
Well, speaking
in terms of who, I don't really know. That's not my job. I'm not picking.
Yeah. And onto that, you said about you didn't think you'll buy a midfielder. There is this Granit Xhaka who we're constantly being linked with pretty much every day in the press. Do you actually reckon he will do a good job if we got him?
Who?
Granit Xhaka, because we've been linked with him several times in the.
Oh, Xhaka.
Yeah. So I think he's a good player.
Yeah, I think he'll be a good player. He'll be a good player, I reckon.
Yeah, he would.
Yeah, I think he's a good player.
Yeah.
It's the last minute of stoppage time.
Oh. So, yeah. And also, you were talking about Chambers at the back. I actually think Chambers deserves a bit more.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that's hard.
You also
Chelsea.
Sorry, guys. We're currently doing this, and it's just the last kick-off for Chelsea Tottenham.
Yeah, we're just sorry, lads. 30 seconds. It's all kicking off. That's all.
Yeah, it's all right.
They don't mind. This was Tottenham effing it up again. So and another thing, if it is 2-2, let's not get we're going to finish above Tottenham. I don't care if we finish above Tottenham or not. I don't care.
Well, I do. Well, I do. But I don't think it will. I doubt it will happen.
Yeah, but obviously I'm going to finish above Tottenham, but it's not going to change the way I feel.
Oh no, it's not. But no, definitely not, because we're mathematically out of the title race, and that's what we all wanted at the start. The league title was either going to be that or bust, and it's not happened. Does this draw also give Leicester the league? Does this draw also give Leicester the league?
Yeah, this gives Leicester the league, yeah.
All right.
There's a free kick to Chelsea, last one. Is it? Yes! Yes!
Oh, well done, Leicester. Well done, Leicester. Oh, Leicester's done it.
Yes, well done, Leicester.
Congratulations, Leicester. All right, so you've heard it there.
Oh, my God, I can't believe it. Well done, Leicester.
Yeah, so you've heard it there. Leicester are Premier League champions, and fair play to them. They deserve it. We have to agree. We can't.
It could have been so different.
Could have easily been us if we actually got on with it and did everything correctly. But it's just ridiculous. Right, should we go back to the? Let's go back to the hangout. So.
Yeah, we were talking about Arsenal, weren't we?
Yeah. So we were talking. You were talking before about Callum Chambers possibly getting a bit more time. I personally think he deserves a more run-in, because remember at Leicester game he had like the best 45 minutes that he's done. He was a little bit shaky at the start of the season, but he's actually done well recently. But isn't it time to give him a game, give him a run instead of Koscielny I mean, not Koscielny, Mertesacker and
Play,
Gabriel.
yeah. Well, I play him, Koscielny and Chambers. Give it a go. We've got nothing to play for. We're going to get top 4, aren't we, really? I mean, we're going to beat Villa. I mean, I think we'll draw against City, beat Villa, we'll finish third. So why not give it a go? And it's, I just think Chambers has got so much potential. If you've bought him for 16 mil, so why aren't you playing him? I don't get it. I mean,
Exactly.
Wenger's obviously seen something that it is all kicking off at Chelsea Tottenham, by the way, mate. It is absolutely heaving. But yeah, I think Chambers has got so much potential. Judging by that performance, like you said, against Vardy, one of the best strikers this season. So, why don't give him a try? I mean, what have we got to lose? Honestly, what have we got to lose? It's been a disastrous season. Leicester have won the league.
Yeah.
We're going to get top 4. So give him a game. And I'd like to see, I'd like to see Wenger make a few changes in the last couple of games. Just try something new. Maybe go 4-4-2 or something like that. Try something new, because it's just the same old approach. Pass, 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 pass. Lose a ball. It's just the same old, man. So, yeah, I really like to see more Cam Chambers, because the start of last season was really good, if you remember. Yeah, he had that bad game against
I believe in August he was up per month.
A lot of players were against that, though. So he's not a right back. Like I've previously said, he's not a right back.
No, he's not. He's more of a centre back. And yeah, as you said, last season he was brilliant. And if you actually remember, the 1st August of last season, he was our player of the month. So that just shows that he does need to be giving more game time. And also, you were going on about the 4-4-2. I spoke to a few fans after the game, and they also suggested that we should start playing with 2 strikers. But however, one of the topics I wanted to talk about was Giroud's form. Now, he's gone 15 games now without a goal. I don't know what's going on there, because he just seems to be lacking in confidence. And you saw the weekend, he did get that beautiful assist, but I thought throughout most of the game, he wasn't good. So,
no, he was awful. He was awful. Yeah, I do agree. I think maybe we should go Theo and Giroud up front. Personally, pace and height. Whether he'll do that, I'm not too sure. But I do feel for Giroud, because he's not a world-class striker, but he's not a bad player for 12 million. So, that's what you get. You get what you pay for. And we got Giroud for 12 million. Yeah, he's okay, but not what we need. Or maybe put Welbeck and Theo up front, or even Welbeck and Giroud. Welbeck's got the pace.
Yeah.
But you can stick maybe Ozil and Nene. You get Sanchez and Arobi on the wing. I mean, something different. I think we should try something different, because it's clearly nothing's worked for us this season in terms of scoring goals. We've only scored like 59 goals. It's unbelievable how we're so good going forward. Even back when we had Bentner and Shamak, we were still scoring plenty of goals. But now we just seem to, we're just not scoring enough at all. 27 goals at home in 18 games.
That's not good enough.
The stats speaks for itself.
Yeah, well, we're finished with Giroud. Giroud, I do think, is a decent player, but I think his pace really, really lets him down big time. His pace. I personally think he will work a lot better with a world-class striker with him. Because I'll give you an example. I remember Suarez and Sturridge, because I didn't think Sturridge was that good. Well, he was good, but he wasn't world-class. I thought he wasn't pacey enough and he wasn't clinical enough. But Suarez actually made it into the player that he is. I personally think Giroud needs one of those behind him to make him much better. Don't you agree?
Of course. Yeah, I think he does it with France. I think he goes the 4-4-2. So why not? I mean, I pretty much guarantee you have more chances in the 4-4-2 than we play now, because we don't even create that many chances. I mean,
no, we don't.
One shot on target or 2 shots on target the whole game against a threatened team.
That's
A
abysmal.
half decent side would have turned us over on the weekend.
Yeah, definitely.
So, we've got nothing to lose. We're in the top four. Come on,
Yeah.
we're really going to get out the top four. We've got
Oh no, what?
67 points or something like that.
Oh no, we'll
We're
have to
like
be really stupid to
United.
get
We've
to do
got a game
that.
in hand, against West Ham away though. So I think we'll be all right if we it'd be nice to see something different because the performances are just dire.
I know it's not good enough. And once again, I think that for passing, we're not even playing good football. That's why most people are saying they don't enjoy watching Arsenal anymore because the football we're playing it's just sideways. It's slow passing. It needs to be quick, simple, quick forward movement football. And we just didn't see that. We didn't see that against Palace. We didn't see that against Sunderland. We didn't see that against Norwich. I just don't know what's going on there with all that.
Well, it's happened all season, mate. If you think about it, even when we're in the title, we were top Newcastle.
Yeah.
We only just won that against Sunderland at home. We weren't convincing, so it's been a problem throughout the season, mate. Obviously, we're top of the league. No one's going to really complain about it. I was still a bit like, this is okay. This is good, but I think we're better away from home than we are at home because obviously away from home, the home team going to come at you a bit more. But when it comes to the Emirates, I mean, I think Norwich didn't have men back. That's the perfect game for us, but we still didn't threaten at all.
No, we
Norwich
didn't.
had 4 great chances in the first half. They should have
Yeah.
been 2-0 up.
Yeah, definitely. If it wasn't for Petr Cech, and Petr Cech has been brilliant since he's come, apart from that first game, of course, and the Palace game, you could argue he could have done better, but he's done very well. He saved us so many points. Do you think he's been the main reason why we have been able to challenge for a bit and been able just to stay in that top four? Do you think it's because of him, or do you think it's because of other people on the pitch?
Can't hear you, mate. Communication.
Oh, right. I was just basically talking about Petr Cech because once again you said we could have been like Norwich should have been at least 2 up before half time, and I personally think if it wasn't for him, then we could have been 2 down. Do you think he's the main reason why we actually mounted a challenge for a while and been able to still be in that top 4? Do you think it's because of him, or do you think other players as well?
Not necessarily, because I don't think Czech's been outstanding for us. I think he's done what he's needed to do. He's made a couple of mistakes, but no, it's a tough one. No, I don't think he's been exceptional for us, but you can tell when he played for Chelsea, he was much better because he had a better back four in front of him. But when he's got our back four, he's a bit more he's not as convincing as I'd want him to be.
Yeah, well, obviously he's done very well since he's come in, and
yeah, he's done fine. But
obviously
for me,
apart
there's
from the first
nothing
game.
amazing that stood out. I mean, he's made a couple, but I'd expect him to. But I would have thought he would have shored up a back four a bit more. But it seems to be the same frailties in the back four as when Chesney was in goal or Maloney was in goal. So
yeah, I don't really feel the back four is any stable than it was before.
No.
And if you want to win titles and trophy, you need a solid defense. You need it.
Yeah.
We haven't had that. We just haven't. This has been our biggest problems for years. Like, if people don't know this, when Wenger came in, he inherited a top-class defense. If you remember George Graham,
of course,
because George Graham was a very defensive manager, and he actually got that defense very stable. That's how we kept winning these things. Wenger's more attacking. You agree?
Well, Wenger's early success was based on George Graham's work. He was there. You had Dixon, you had Winterburn, you had Bold there, Keown. So when Wenger, I mean, don't get me wrong, the defence in 03-04 was brilliant because obviously we had Campbell and Torre
Yeah, we have
at
proper
the back,
leaders.
as well as Kieran the odd game. But that's probably the only season I thought, wow, we've got a fantastic defence.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, with
Since
proper leaders. I mean, even Kolo Torre, who's a young boy back then, but even him, he was really, wasn't he? So yeah, it's the 05-06 seasons where we started getting our defence started. Our defence that brought us so much success started going with Ashley Cole leaving, Laron going.
Yeah.
So obviously when Kieran retired as well, you missed that presence as well. So Wenger's made 3 good defensive signings for me, and that's Campbell, Torre, and I'll probably say Koscielny. The others have been
I
bang
agree.
average
Yeah,
in terms of
definitely.
centre backs. So yeah, whether we'll actually get a decent centre back in the summer, I heard that Benatia from Bayern Munich's reportedly unhappy, so maybe we should be looking at him as a potential replacement because I saw him at Roma. He's a decent player.
Yeah, he is a decent player. And I'm not saying if these people are available and was what we need to improve us, to go in for it, pay the money, then actually get it done. Because I wouldn't mind. We had the money. If we didn't have the money, then fair enough. But the thing is that we've had it for years. Right now, we've got no more excuses because the stadium debt was paid off a while ago. So there's absolutely nothing to stop us from getting these players. But I just think it's what goes on behind the scenes is just not something's just not right. That's why. Don't you agree?
So what did you say, mate? I don't know what's up with this connection, man.
Oh, don't worry about it. It happens sometimes. It's annoying. Yeah, I was just talking about you're going on about Benatia, and basically these people are available and unhappy, and we've got the money. We just have to go for it, and especially if it's what we need.
They'll want to go. Yeah, of course. I think they want to come to us if we can offer them Champions League football. But will they want to come to a club that's unstable at the moment? I mean, they read the news. They're on Twitter. They'll know what's going on.
Yeah, they will.
And obviously with Wenger, we don't not know who the manager's going to be, and that's going to be another problem. We don't know who the manager's going to be after the next season. Obviously, Wenger might stay or he might go. So that will come into question as well. So I think the club needs to make an announcement regarding this because I think it will affect the transfers as well. And if they do come for Arsene Wenger, they want reassurances he's going to stay, or reassurances, well, he can stay for 1 season, but we're going to aim to get this man in. So it's going to be an interesting summer. But I am dreading it. I just can't see us getting what we need. And even when we do get what we need, I can't see us sustain a realistic challenge next season. Yeah, we might go on a good cup run. That's great, but that's not what we want ideally. So it's going to be very interesting.
Yeah, definitely. I totally agree with you there. Yeah, absolutely. And I just want to get onto this topic because this topic worried me a little bit. Did you hear when Alexis Sanchez got substituted? He was very unhappy and stormed down the touchline. Do you think that's worrying signs that he's either very frustrated with what's going on at the club, or did you just think it was just he didn't like the fact that he was substituted? Because this sign worries me a little bit. Looks like the connection's gone again.
I think I can hear you. I heard the last bits. All right.
All right.
I think it's a mixture. I think he was peed off that he was so bad yesterday, and obviously he wants to play every single minute of every game. But I think Wenger is right to take him off because I think he was very poor by his standards. But
I think he looked very tired. He looked very tired.
Yeah, he looks a bit tired, but then I mean, he's played for like 2 seasons. So he played in the World Cup, the Copa America. Obviously, he was injured, had that rest. So, but I wouldn't be. I don't think he'll leave because I think I mentioned earlier
Yeah, you did.
Would he get in the buying side every week? Every week he may do, but I don't. He won't play every minute. I know that.
No, because he
So
didn't when he was at
is there
Barcelona.
any other team? Yeah. Is there any other team better than that? Really much better than us? And he think he can play every single game? I don't think so. But he assurances that we're going to sign the right players. I personally think he won't leave. I think Ozil might leave. I think that's the one we have to worry about. But I like that in a player. If he's angry, I like that because he's passionate about the club and he knows we've been crap this season. So I like that in players. People say
Definitely.
it's unprofessional. It's not unprofessional. It's just character. That's what you need. You need a bit of a dick in your team, really. So no, I think people are wrong to question him as well about it because it's just everyone has their bad games. They're going to be annoyed. They're not going to want to sit there and watch everyone go in there and just have a sham, just have some time to themselves. And Wenger was right to defend him as well. I think a lot of players do it. I think it's just purely out of frustration. But I'm not going to worry about it just yet. I think we'll see how it goes. I don't think fans should worry too much. I think you should worry more about Ozil, if I'm honest with you.
Oh, do you think so? Because I actually think the opposite. I think Ozil's probably likely to stay, but I think because those are clubs are after Sanchez, especially Bayern Munich, are breathing down his neck, and it does worry me a little bit in that concept. I think if we want to keep these people, I think what we really need to do is that we need to make a couple of good signings early before the Euros, like maybe on one or two that we know that's going to improve us. And then after the Euros, to still keep making some more. We just need to keep buying to make these people happy because if you actually think about it, last season, even though we won the FA Cup, Alexis Sanchez even still came out and admitted that that was a very frustrating season, even though he won the FA Cup. Which
that's a true winner, though, isn't it? Really.
yeah, he is a true
Do you
winner.
remember?
Definitely.
Do you remember when the 02-03 season when we bottled the league at Bolton Wanderers and
Yeah,
we beat Southampton in the cup? You look at the celebrations when we held out the FA Cup because it wasn't like we did the last couple of years. That
no,
was a
it wasn't.
consolation trophy.
It was.
The same again at 04-05. I think it's a bit different because we beat United, but it was still a
Yeah,
consolation trophy. So that's what
definitely.
he has the same attitude as the Perez, Henri, Vieira. The FA Cup's great, but we want more. We want the title.
Yeah,
So and the
exactly.
Champions League. So I like that. I really like that. I don't think people should get the wrong idea about it because I like a bit of passion, and I don't. And I think some players should look really. I mean, if I was Aaron Ramsey, well, I don't think I should get into that because I think he's just been dreadful for the last couple of games. He was
Oh,
dreadful again
yes.
yesterday. Sorry, Saturday.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's just such a shame that he hasn't kicked on from his incredible season in 2014 because that really should have been the point where he did kick on and it just hasn't happened. Yes, you've seen it in the odd one-off games last season and early this season you saw it, but he just needs to be doing better than what he's doing at the moment. And do you think do you think he works better in the middle, or do you think he works better on the right? Because we don't know where his best position
I
actually is.
think he does okay on the right, but he's not what I want on the right.
No.
He's been awful in the centre. He's had a couple of good games. I think he shouldn't even be near the first team, if I'm honest with you, mate.
Yeah, I was actually very disappointed. Yeah.
So Ramsey frustrates me because I see glimpses of real quality, but I see glimpses of utter crap as well.
Yeah, definitely. I was actually very disappointed to have a weekend that Jack Wilshere wasn't introduced
No,
because
I was as well, mate. I was very disappointed.
because I just think he looked all right in that Sunderland game because he actually gave a little bit more drive, and that's what he adds. Is that he will add drive, he'll add more
He does.
creativity. I know he just come back from a long-term injury, so of course you can't rush him and just burn them out. But seriously, at least give him a go. I was so willing at the weekend for him to get a start, but if he's not going to get a start, at least give him some minutes on the bench. Give him a bit more game time, because I personally want him to go to the Euros, because I think that could help him rejuvenate his form back so he can bring it into Arsenal for next season. What are your thoughts on that, Adam?
Definitely, I completely agree with you, mate. I think he's 15 minutes on the weekend.
Definitely. And would you start him for the next game against Man City, or would you?
No, I wouldn't start him again. I know.
Or would you stick with El Nene?
No, I don't. I start him against Villa.
Yeah.
Start him against Villa. Give him a 15, 20 minutes against City, but not. I wouldn't start him now.
Yeah.
Because Wenger will see it as a game that we probably should be winning, so I don't think he'll risk him in such a high intensity game. But I don't think the City Arsenal game would be intense because City are playing on Wednesday. You know, Pellegrini doesn't really care about the league he's off anyway. He only wants one thing, that's the Champions League. So,
Yeah,
and City have been
definitely.
so hot and cold. You don't know what City's going to turn up, but probably say that about us as well. So
Yeah, definitely.
I think, but yeah, I mean, I start him against Villa. Last game of the season, Jack Wilshere will start against Villa. I think that'll be the game he'll start.
Yeah,
Maybe he'll play in the under-21 game in between. I don't know.
Yeah, I hope you're right, because of course I definitely want to see him go. And just onto that Man City game, you were saying that you don't think it'll be an intense game. I actually still think it'll be a big, massive game, because it's also, if you actually think about it, it's also going to be now the battle for thirds, because we thought most of the season that was going to be the title decider, but neither City or us have been able to do it. So I still think for a big game like that, they will be keen to turn up, and Aguero will certainly be keen to add to his goal scoring tab, because he wants that golden boot, so which he can still really get. So I actually still think it will be like a big open game.
Of course.
Yeah, because it always is on the counter. And just before we wrap it up, obviously, it does look like, regarding the other results of the weekend, that we will get that top four. I know that's not what we all want, and that wasn't the aim this season. But
Whoop.
yeah, whoop. You can see I'm not excited about that, neither is Adam. But we just have to go.
Honestly, I really don't care. I mean, yeah, Champions League, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
But we're not going to win it. I personally think maybe we need to go into Europa League and give that a serious challenge, because I think there's still some good teams in that, but
yeah.
I think I'll get slaughtered for that. But I kind of feel against Olympiacos, we kind of thought maybe we better if we got knocked out and went into Europa League, and maybe just give that a go.
Well, I wouldn't have wanted to go in there for a moment. I was so keen to get.
But the thing is, that's what I don't get with people. People moan about Thursday and Sunday. There's no difference to Wednesday and Saturday. And BT usually screw us over anyway. We play on midday on Saturday. I don't think people should disrespect the Europa League, because it's dominated by Spain. Everyone else seems to love it apart from us. Maybe because our league's so competitive and physical and more tiring. But I think Europa League shouldn't be taken for granted. I think if we went in there, I think we have a great chance to win it.
Yeah, I was just about to ask.
I don't want to, but I'm just saying maybe it would do us good if we did. But
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from, but I've also always said for ages that I always want Arsenal to be in the Champions League every single season until we win it. And then possibly I wouldn't mind giving the Europa League a go, but I still think we should be in there. And I also think we should be there mainly. The main reason is just trying to attract these top quality players.
Yeah, of course, but
that we need.
I get what you mean. Besides, we've attracted us or Alexis, and we still can't get past the last 16. So it just shows. But no, I think hopefully next season, hopefully might be different.
Can't really. Sorry, did you say that again, because my connection went funny?
I was just saying, hopefully next season will be different. Hopefully Wenger will pull his, get his act together, and then hopefully he just changes his ways. I mean, we saw it last year against City. He changed his tactics. The players told him to. I don't know why he hasn't built on from that this season, but
Yeah.
it's very frustrating.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see what you mean. All right, I think we'll wrap it up there. So that's been another video of mine. As you could tell, we're happy with the winner, but we're still a bit because I think you
I'm
all know why.
happy that Leicester won the league because Tottenham ain't going to win it. So we've got to be
Yeah,
happy about that.
yeah. Well, I'm happy for Leicester, but I'm still incredibly jealous that they've done it and we haven't. I just feel, oh dear.
Yeah.
I just feel that's a bit embarrassing, but fair play to Leicester. I can't take anything away from them, and we do have to remember it is good for Premier League football. So, well done, Leicester, and thank you to Adam for joining me on the show tonight.
No problem. Sorry about the connection issues.
Oh, that's all right. It's a pain when that happens, but it happens. And yeah, so, and please also make sure you stay tuned to this channel because on Friday evening we've got a special show coming up with a Man City fan from Blue Moon Rising. So please make sure you stay tuned to the channel and be with me for that on Friday. And if you please give this video a like if you haven't, and if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do now. It really does help me out. And we'll speak to you before the Man City game. And until I next see you, come on, you Reds.